Welcome to Better Late Than Never, a cozy conversation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie, and this is Sherry, and we are Better Late Than Never. This is our new show. I don't know if you can call it a show, but we're going to have coffee conversation. Hopefully, we'll bring you some joy, tell you about a few good books, and you'll get to know us, and you can ask us questions. We'll have guests. This is our first time. We're playing this by ear, so now I'm turning it over to Sherry. Tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you like? Why are you smiling? And I love your hat.
Thank you. Well, you'll find that I always wear hats. It's kind of my signature. And I wear a lot of different hats in my real life. I am the owner of a bed and breakfast called the Bluebell Inn in St. Ansgar, Iowa. And I have a tea house that I run and operate. So I spend a lot of my time cooking and serving people. I do some painting and some artwork, which is something that Julie and I share in common. And of course, I write books and I'm a published author of 13 books. And I'm also a pastor's wife. And our church is 85 miles south of the bed and breakfast. So I write on the run and we go back and forth between our two homes. A lot of people have two homes, but ours just both happen to be in Iowa for better or worse. And I sometimes wish one was in northern Minnesota or in the winter in Arizona. But anyway, for now, we have two homes in Iowa. And I stay busy, but writing is one of the just joys of my life and allows me to express myself and get my creative outlet going. So that's a fun thing.
And I'm Julie Seedorf, and I write cozy mysteries. I write kids' books. I got into this a little late in life. I used to fix computers. I was a or not a programmer. I'm the one that took the computer apart and made sure it worked for you and got rid of those viruses. And then I got lucky and I became a published author with Granny Hook's the Crook. I have 11 books out. I'm working on 4 more right now. I love to read. I love to paint. And as you will see over the next months as we do this for you, where Sherry and I have conversation, I love to talk. And Sherry and I have kind of bonded over our books, and we both have a lot of things that we like to do. And normally, we would be together in the same room, even though we live, 50 miles apart, something like that. We would take the time to have coffee with you, probably at Sherry's Bluebell Inn. But with the virus, we can't do that. And what we want to do is we want to make something joyful because there are so many things in our life that aren't. Now, you might want to know, because you will see it, why we chose the name Better Late Than Ever. Never, ever. Better late than never. And Sherry and I both, it's really interesting because we think the same. Last night that name just popped into my head and I sent about 10 names to Sherry and she goes, oh, how about Better Late Than Never? I like that. And that was my first choice too because we have put off our dream careers until late in life. And I have something to tell you about Sherry. She is also a good cook. So we're going to have some cooking or some recipes on this too. And I burn corn. I burn everything, and I'll show you some of the things I burn. So Sherry, why Better Late Than Never?
Well, I'm one of those people that always is running at least 5 minutes late. And so I'll just apologize in advance if ever I'm late to the meeting. I'm going to try really, really hard not to be, but my life has always been crazy. And I'm one of those people that tries to pack as much as I can into any 24-hour period and my life in general. I just don't want to miss out on doing anything that I want to do. And so it worked in that sense. And then the other sense is that, again, both Julie and I are a little older than, we're starting out in life.
Oh, she's a youngster. She is a youngster in the group.
Yes, a little younger, but still not still not at the bloom of my youth. And so, but that doesn't make a difference when you're writing and when you're doing a lot of things. I have had 2 or 3 different careers in my life, and if you had told me when I was younger that I was going to end up running a bed and breakfast in a tea house, I wouldn't have believed you. But it just happened, and I think God had a big hand in it, and I have kind of had to reinvent myself several times, because the world is a completely different place now than it was 29 years ago when I opened the bed and breakfast. So that phrase, better late than never, I just don't think it's ever too late to follow your dreams and to go in search of something that makes you happy and that you're good at, and to develop it. I just started painting about 2 years ago too, and I never thought that I would do that. Now it's one of the most fun things that I get to do. So don't be afraid to follow. And I'm also a firm believer that if your plan A doesn't work out, which for me it didn't, and that was disappointing, but God had a wonderful plan B, C, D in place for me, and I just think that there's always something wonderful waiting around the corner to try your hand at. So.
And Sherry and I are a lot alike in that, because I really look at my writing career as a gift with God, because it's kind of a fluke, and we'll go into that sometime, but I always say that that's God's gift to me, and we have that in common. And I'm a dreamer. I've always been a dreamer. The problem with that has been when I grew up, it wasn't okay to be a dreamer. So I stuck that for a lot of years. And now I dream pretty well. But I have to say, for all of you, if you have a dream that has died, dreams don't necessarily die, they change. But you also need people around you that nurture you and give you that spark. And I think that's why Sherry and I wanted to start this, because we give each other that spark, and we want to do the same thing for you. So we're going to end this shortly. This is just a dry run, but let us tell you what we're hoping. Number one, we're hoping to talk about our books. Not always. Hey, we'll read some, but we hope to have some other authors on here. Maybe we'll have some other bed and breakfast owners on here. It's not just going to be about books. Sherry's a great cook. Maybe she can give us some tips. We're going to give you some joy quotes. We don't know. I guess we found out that better late than never means that we don't know what we're going to talk about. Every day might be a surprise. We won't be here every day, but maybe once a week.
Just like we don't know when we start a new book what's going to happen by the end of the book.
Yeah.
It's all an adventure and a surprise. And
I'm writing a book on my blog right now, and somebody asked me that. I was on an interview yesterday, and they said, "So do you know where you're going with your characters?" And I go, "No, my characters write that book." And I think we're a lot alike. Sherry's got a lot of things to tell you about overseas countries. Her books are beautiful. Mine are funny, kind of weird, but we'll talk about that another time. We want to know what you think. Tell us. When we're live, you'll be able to ask us questions. When we post this and we're not live, you can still ask us questions, and we might not answer. It just depends on what the question is. Like, what were you doing in the bathroom at 7 o'clock this morning? Well, I'm not going to tell you that. Sherry, would you tell them that?
No.
And Sherry likes hats. I like wild earrings. Earrings have always been my thing. So I guess I'm going to sign off for now. Sherry and I, the next time, we'll either have a quote or a Bible verse or something for you. We don't know what we're going to do. This is all new to us. Again, better late than never. And that means this is an experiment. Maybe next time I'll wear eye makeup. I don't know. I haven't worn makeup in so long because I've been home. How about you, Sherry? You're out, though.
Well, I've been doing a daily prayer time. So through the whole pandemic, it's been a motivation for me to get up, get dressed. If not, I'd probably be hanging around in my nightgown still. So I do get dressed, but I don't wear makeup. Been there, done that.
You're beautiful anyway. So
well, thank you.
So Sherry, what's your website if they want to find you between now and our next show?
Well, the website for the Bluebell Inn is bluebellinn.com, and you have to put an E on the end of bell, like a Southern Belle, or you'll end up at the Bluebell Restaurant in Pennsylvania, which would not be a good thing because I'm in Iowa. And then I've used, I was published by an independent publisher for the first 11 books, but now I'm independently published, and so I'm using Bluebell Books as the name under which I'm published. And my name is Sherry, Sherrie, Hansen with an E-N. So you can look for my books or Google me and you'll find me splattered around the internet pretty well. So.
And you can find me at julieseedorf.com. I'm writing a book on my blog. You might actually like that, and maybe not. You know, you never know. Granny and Jezebel are kind of quirky, and we hope you have a good day. We hope to see you again soon. And remember, if you're thinking of doing something, better late than never. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Remember, create, breathe, and inspire others.